show.
It's been
really
fun.
appreciate you being here. We're now colleagues. You work
We are.
And not only are you a WNBA All-Star, you're also a colleague of us here at ESPN. Full time.
Join the fam. I'm happy to be
So
here.
cool. I don't think anyone else can say they are that in the history of ESPN.
I'm lucky.
Good for you.
Way up, blessed.
Janae, there's so much focus on LeBron and the Lakers, but he left the team behind.
True.
So let's check in on the Cleveland Cavaliers and see what they're up to.
I had a wardrobe malfunction. Hey, what up? Last of the Mohicans.
Oh, yeah.
Oh! Last of the Mohicans.
Hey! Oh, wait, what if you left and then came back?
No love on us. Fantastic Four.
Oh, okay.
Last of the Mohicans. You know, and there's this feeling, I spoke with Zach Lowe about this earlier, there's this feeling that's just like everyone's just forgot about the Cavaliers.
Right.
But I have a feeling that the pressure is off now. They're going to have more fun than they did when they were winning games, and they could even just ride that positive energy into like an 8 seed in the playoffs.
I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure because I feel like this Cavalier team, like they have the highest blood pressure in the league. Last year was one that was difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because Kevin Love, I'm so happy where he is, you know, physically, emotionally, spiritually.
Yeah.
It's great mentally. But that man has been through the ringer.
He really has.
And, you know, it's funny. He's talking about, you know, I'm glad to be here. We can compete. To me, it's like I see a playground if I'm Kevin Love because this is like Minnesota, you know, Kevin Love.
That.
Yeah.
And not only that, he said in a quote, he was like, he's like, whenever there's rumors about trades, like my name is in it. And now I signed this extension. He's like, I'm here and I'm the number one option. That's got to be nice.
People forget that this man is one of the most efficient players just in the NBA. Wasn't he an NBA rebounding leaguer? When he was with Minnesota, he was a 2-time All-Star. Yeah. He was most improved. This is a guy who actually has a prime opportunity to actually make it his own. But regardless, I don't see them escaping the sunken place. It's too hard. LeBron James did too much for all of them.
They're gonna have fun, though.
Okay, if their success metric is on fun, then sure, look at them.
Yeah.
Like they've bonded.
I also like that Kevin Love came out and said like he thinks that like his calling is sort of this mental health thing that he's taken on. He feels like he's found his calling, which is bigger than basketball, and I'm really happy for Kevin Love. Kevin Love, I'm really happy for you. Have
we
fun.
are.
Have fun this season,
live your
Kevin
best
Love.
life.
And score like 25.
There you go.
Do
what he does.
Do it. Moving on. DeAndre Ayton's been playing well. You know, it's only been the preseason games, but he looks like a very high ceiling NBA player at this point. And he was picked number 1. And Markelle Fultz, last year's number 1 pick, dealt with some injury problems and sort of like perhaps some mental problems. We all know his story. You were also picked number 1. So I want to talk to you about the pressure that comes with being the number 1 overall pick. Like I always felt like number 2 is a better place to be because you don't have that target on you. What did it feel like?
First of all, I would be the happiest to see Markelle Fultz become the most improved player because I think the bar is set so low that if he gets into double digits, he could be in that conversation. But regardless, being a number 1 pick, first of all, it's a blessing, and this is the best case scenario to be number 1. And I think Markelle learned this. It's great to be a post and pick number 1. Because post-game, no matter what happens, you know you can go out there and leave an impact by getting rebounds, by scoring on the old boards, running the floor, getting blocked shots. There's so many metrics that you can touch that are just simpler because you're taller, you can jump, you're more athletic, right? And also it helps to be on a really stinky team because you'll get plenty of burn. So for me, I was put into a situation in Connecticut where Tina Charles left. She was the franchise player. I was able to play 30 minutes from the get-go, and worst comes to worst, if my shot wasn't falling, I'd grab an old board and get a bucket. So to me, it's easier for post. It's an easier transition for a guy like DeAndre Ayton. Yeah,
that's a good point. I think there is some analogy between you and DeAndre in your career. And Markelle Fultz is on a good team. He's a wing player, and there's other people there that could get minutes over him.
And your shots usually range outside of 5 feet.
I don't think, Tyson Chandler is not going to take too many minutes away from DeAndre Ayton. Okay, big news. Big news in the world of food. Are you familiar with Oreo cookies?
Who is not?
Are you familiar with double stuffed cookies?
I know double stuff.
They now have come out with most stuffed Oreos. The most cream they've ever put in an Oreo. Your thoughts?
Is double stuff not enough? Because I feel like double stuff is way too much.
I feel like double stuff is a little too much already. We don't need more stuff. We need to have the meeting at Oreos where they're like, you know what we're going to do? Double stuff? We'll double down on double stuff.
You're trying to get your kids to sleep and just give them a triple stuffed cookie.
That ain't going to work. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
My pleasure.
Anytime, come back. We'll be back tomorrow with special co-hosts Jalen and Jacoby.